Hey guys, it's Mr. C, and we're going to do another video of evaluating expressions for those people that want to kind of get some extra practice. When we evaluate these expressions, we're basically plugging some numbers in, and then we're simplifying using the order of operations. So this is interesting. This first example says evaluate 6r plus 2s. It says r is -1, s is 3, and t is 12. You get all three of these because in some of these problems, you'll have a couple of these, and some of these problems, you'll have all of them. This expression does not have a t in it. So for this one, I don't really need that one right there. I just need these two. All right, so I'm telling you that r is -1 and s is 3. All right, so let's plug those in and see what happens. So 6 times -1 plus 2 times 3. Okay, order of operations, multiplication comes first. So 6 times -1 is going to be -6. And I could actually do this too, couldn't I? 2 times 3 is 6. That's not a problem because these are separate. -6 plus 6, those are additive inverses, and they make 0. So all of this is equal to 0. And so we'll go ahead and box that in. So when you do that, your teacher knows exactly what answer that you have picked. All right, let's try this one. Okay, this one has all three variables in it. Again, r is -1, s is 3, t is 12. So let's plug them in. So let's go with r first. R is -1, s is 3, 3, 3, and t right here is 12. So we just have to be very accurate. So these are all multiplied together. 2 times 3 times 12, that's 2st, 2 times 3 times 12, minus 4 times -1, always want to put negatives in parentheses, times 3. All right, so let's do this step by step, all right? First thing left to right, you have to do this multiplication here. So 2 times 3 is 6, times 12, minus 4 times -1, times 3. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. Step by step. Next step. Again, 6 times 12. 6 times 12 is 72. Okay, minus 4 times -1 times 3. Okay, we can't do the 72 minus 4 yet. We have to do this multiplication. So 72, but -4 times -1 is really +4, isn't it? So plus 4 times 3, right? And now I have to do the 4 times 3 part. So 72 plus 12, and that should give me 84. And that would be my final answer for this one, 84. And there we go. Okay. Let's take a look at our next example here. These are just kind of different. This one says r squared s plus t, okay? This time r is -1 again, s is 3, and t is 12. Okay, so let's plug those in. We have -1 squared times 3. I'll put that in parentheses too. Plus, it's just plus 12. I don't really have to put that 12 in parentheses because it's positive, so I'm just not going to. I'm going to just put plus 12 there. All right, let's talk about exponents. -1 squared is +1. So I have 1 times 3 plus 12. Multiplication, 1 times 3 is 3. And 3 plus 12 turns out to be 15, which is the correct answer for this one. So that's good. All right. Our next one, 2 times 3r, take away s. All right, so this time we don't have t in there, so we'll just cross through that. R is -1. S is 3. All right, let's take a look. So 2 times 3 times -1 minus, I don't really need to put that 3 in parentheses because again, it's positive. So I'm just going to put -3. That should be okay. With experience, you get to learn when you have to have parentheses and when you don't. Inside the parentheses, multiplication, 3 times -1 is -3. Take away another 3. Again, inside parentheses, -3 minus another 3 is -6. And so then we have 2 times -6 is going to be -12. And that should be your final answer for that one. All right, a couple more here. We got this one. Let's plug some numbers in. We'll go with the green marker this time. All right, R is -1 again. That's it for that. S is 3. And T is 12. Okay, let's take a look. These are absolute value bars. You've seen those before. So 3 times 3. And I have to use parentheses this time because it's multiplication. Otherwise, I'm going to wind up with 33, and that's not going to work out too well. Plus 2 times -1, absolute value, plus, and I can just put 12 down because that's not going to hurt anything. All right, absolute value bars, when you evaluate that, it's going to make a negative number positive, or it's going to keep a positive number positive. They're grouping symbols. So even though these are not parentheses, they are grouping symbols for that operation. And we're going to go ahead and work inside here. So we have absolute value. 3 times 3 is 9. And then we could actually do 2 times -1. Let's make that a different step though. Plus 2 times -1 plus 12. All right, so now we need 2 times -1. Well, that's -2. But it's going to make that plus a minus because positive times negative is negative. So now here's where we're at. 9 minus 2, absolute value, plus 12. Okay, again, 9 minus 2 is 7, plus 12. The absolute value of 7, absolute value is distance from 0 on a number line. 7 is 7 units from 0, and distance is always positive or 0. This time is 7. So we just drop the absolute value bars, 7 plus 12, and that gives us 19. So the final answer for this one would be 19, just like that. All right, let's take a look at our last one here. Our last one, let's go back to blue this time. A minus B minus B minus C. Okay, so we have some different letters here. A is -2. Okay, that's it. B is -1. And teachers love to give you negative numbers just to challenge you. C is +2. Okay, let's plug those in and see what we got. So absolute value, -2 minus -1 in parentheses, absolute value, minus absolute value, -1 minus 2, absolute value. All right, here we go. So in this first grouping symbol with the absolute value, -2 take away -1 is really going to be -2 plus 1, right? Because 2 negatives make a positive. So -2 plus 1 minus. Here we have -1 minus 2. That's going to be a -3 absolute value. You'd be very careful with these absolute value symbols because they look like ones after a while if you don't draw them long enough. Okay, -2 plus 1 is going to be -1 minus absolute value -3. Okay, well the absolute value of -1 is 1 minus the absolute value of -3 is 3. So I'm going to get 1 minus 3 for this, and that is going to be -2. So my final answer for this one is going to be -2. So that's evaluating some expressions with absolute value. I don't think I included absolute value in the other couple videos, so this one goes a little further. Remember to like my video and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.